Hello, everybody, and welcome to the TARDIS Zone Talks. And we've got some Doctor Who news for you guys. So, Segun Akinola has decided that the Centenary will be his last bow as Doctor Who composer. And, people will have their thoughts and opinions on his music throughout this era. Everybody knows what my thoughts and opinions are on it. But with that said, I have said, I think the last couple of episodes, the music has actually been really good. The problem is, again, is that for me, inconsistent. Sounded very bland, to be quite honest with you. But he has put out a statement, and I will read that statement for you guys now. So just bear with me, and we will screen shot it there. In fairness, we kind of knew this was going to happen anyway, because it's a clean slate for Doctor Who. So we will big screen it there. So he says, 3 serious, 1 doctor, 4 companions. The last few years on #Doctor Who have been an amazing experience. I plan to stay for as long as Chris and Jodie were staying, so the next episode will be my final one. There are too many people to thank, but here are a few. Chris, Max, Nikki, Sears, Howard, Harry, Jodie, Darrell, Chamber Orc, LDN, Alec Roberts, Gotes, I can't pronounce that name, I'm very sorry. Olga Fitzroy, I could go on. To fans, thank you for welcoming me so warmly. I've always been grateful for that. Can't wait to see where the story goes next. And that is a final screenshot there of his scores. The DW13-9, Segun Akinola. And there we go there. He has decided the time is right to step down. Cheryl did ask actually an interesting question. I think it's worth actually bringing up. Did he go of his own volition, or was he forced out? Which I think is a valid question to ask. But we kind of knew, didn't we, when RTD was announced? It was something that all fans were talking about anyway, because everybody then was thinking Murray Gold could be back in the fold. So we'll have to wait and see. But we got a few members in the chat. Remember now, we have another level, membership level. It was requested. A lot of people said to me that if I put another level in, they would sign up if it was cheaper than the other level. I've done that. So if you press the join button, there's 2 levels. There's one at $4.99, and there's also one at $1.99, which means obviously the $4.99 will get more perks and stuff like that, and they will get the live streams. And you guys then that are on the first level or companion level will get your membership streams. So if you want to do that, there's a join button there. Go ahead, hit that join button. But let's get back to this because, as I said, we got a few members in the chat right now. We got Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and he says, "This is big news." And they said, like I said on Twitter, I appreciate his efforts, but it just wasn't Doctor Who. Yeah, it didn't feel like Doctor Who music, did it, really? I think that's the one issue people had. I don't think anybody has doubted his ability. I think it's just... I think it just didn't fit with Doctor Who. So, yeah. So that's it. He's decided to go. So his last episode will be the hour-and-a-half special. That is the Centenary. Of course, that is still coming, but nobody's really talking about the Centenary. It's all about the 60th anniversary, or the specials, as I like to call them. You know, and that's where all the focus actually has been. But Shelley asks us a question. It's a nice little segue into the next topic. He says, "What's the update with the Instagram post? Because I recently watched your previous video about the guy got banned after he commented on RTD's post." Well, I do have an update, actually. So someone else has reached out to me on Twitter, Star Hoovian. A lot of you will know who Star Hoovian is if you're on Twitter. And they have presented me with a screenshot from a week ago. And I have to say, it's not looking very good. It looks like RTD did actually say what this guy has accused him of. Because I have his original screenshot, which I'm going to show you, which I showed you already. So we have the original screenshot, but then Star Hoovian has a screenshot from a week later, and you can clearly see it's a week later, and the comment was up a week later. Now, it seemed funny that when I was tagged by our man, the comment then all of a sudden was taken down, right? Now, I'm not saying that had to do with me. Maybe it was getting too much attention, and RTD decided to take it down. Now, what I'm told is if RTD actually takes down his comment, anybody that comments underneath it, the comments will disappear. Now, I don't know how it works on Instagram, because I am on Instagram, but I'm only getting used to the thing. It's still bleeding confusing to me. But I'll show you the screenshots. You can make up your own mind, but I have to be honest. If I'm looking at it and I'm being objective here, it looks like he did say it. And then it opened up this whole can of worms, because, as I said, you know, he's basically judging someone off their political ideology. Now, as I said, this guy's accounts are not, I have to be honest, they're not, I think he's a shit storer, this fella. And what I'm saying is that your guy sets up his accounts to be deliberately controversial. So maybe RTD seen this, saw his account and what type of account it was, and said it. But it looks like it is actually true. So I'll go into the message. And as I said, anybody knows who Star Hoovian is, they're on Twitter. So they say, so I'll just read it out, because I'm only going to show you the screenshots. I don't want to show you a private conversation, but I will read it out, because you know what I mean. But it's still, so they say, "Hey Noel, I saw you weren't convinced of the validity of the screenshot regarding RTD stuff. Though I don't have a video proving it's true, I can show you screenshots I took before RTD took the comment down." They said, "This is the screenshot that Lance took with the white background." So that's the one I'm going to show you now. Right? And this is the one that I showed you yesterday. Right? So here we go. Right? We'll just big screen it even further. Right? So that's the screenshot. Right? Now, look at the time. I just want you to pay attention here now, right? Because it's important that everybody pays attention, right? So this is the screenshot that Lance even sent me, right? And obviously he had posted up on social media, right? So 31 minutes and then 21 minutes later, then so 10 minutes after he put this up, this was the supposed reply of RTD. Now, I did come on yesterday and told people that I explained the whole situation, and I had got in contact with this guy, Lance Videos, and I did ask him for this video, and he still hasn't produced the video, by the way. But I think it's irrelevant now because the next screenshot I'm going to show you, and I'll just read the rest of the conversation here, right? Because I don't want to leave now. So that's the screenshot that Lance took that I just showed you there. And they go on to say, you can see it's 31 minutes and 21 minutes timestamps. Russell comment highlighted, right? So we've seen that. I've showed you that. Told you to pay attention and watch it. Look at that, right? So he says, these were the screenshots I took. A black background, 1 week timestamps, changed in the amount of likes because people questioned the amount of likes and the validity of it. And I'm going to show you now. Just give us a second. And then he says, notice he tagged you in the bottom. So first of all, I'm just going to show you this screenshot first because I'm going to show you the two of them, right? Because we're going to cover our arses on here because I know there'll be people watching saying, he's just trying to store it up and all this. I'm not. But if he said this needs to be called out, right? Even though I think your man is a bit of a troublemaker, you don't, if you have, you don't go and call someone the CUNT word. I'm sorry, right? It's bang out of order. So anyway, here's this screenshot. So this is the screenshot that Star Hoovian took. And again, it's big screen. But look at 1 week, 10 likes, right? 1 week ago. And then there's eight replies, which I'm going to show you now in the next screenshot. As I said, I'm going to cover me arse here, right? But it's not looking good. And I think you can all admit it's not looking good. And as I've been championing this man and telling everybody to get behind him, he is now kind of losing the plot. So here is the rest of it. And you'll see where I'm tagged. So this is the first comment. There it is, a week later, 10 likes. And then he actually replied, but I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who, man. Love this show when you ran it back in 2005. Please apologize, man. Doctor Who was great. And then you could see that there was a few more people. And he did tag me. There you go. Tired as Noel, here it is. But when I went in, he had literally took down the comment, it looks like. So it's not looking good, folks. And I did question the validity of all of this, but the evidence is there, man. The evidence is there. So he's going around making speeches, which the first speech we did, we said it, there's a time and place, but he had the right to say it. But now he's going around and he's saying stuff like that. Now, listen, I don't agree with this Lance video fella. As I said, this Lance fella, his videos are designed to be controversial, right? So RTD probably was looking at who was responding back to him, probably went in and looked at his account and seeing all the stuff that he was doing. And then that was probably the response. How do you know it's not fake? Because the guy that originally put it up literally after RTD had made his comment, right? So he'd posted up, and then he'd posted up 31 minutes, and then 21 minutes passed, 10 minutes passed, and then RTD made his comment, right? But because he didn't, it was only that screenshot, and then RTD had taken down the comment. Nobody could prove how long the comment was actually up on Instagram for. But I'm at the receiving a screenshot of someone who was there that took the screenshot and proves that the Instagram post was up for a week before he took it down. The response was up a week before he took it down. So you don't. I mean, look, it's there for everybody to see. I was hoping this wasn't true because, as I said, I think it's important that he focuses on Doctor Who. We've had 5 years of this nonsense of people talking politics and stuff, and we're sick of it. And I want this to be not true, but I can't deny what I've been handed now, right? It's a week later, right? I literally get tagged into it, and then the comment is gone within a few minutes after I'm tagged into it. I literally showed where he tagged me in that last screenshot. The guy actually tagged me in the thread. And it's the right thread, and that's the thread that I've been scanning. And RTD has taken down that comment. And by taking down the comment, anybody that replied to it, their comments disappear. Look, at the fact that he took it down, he probably realizes that he went too far. But this is not a good look. This is not a good look. He needs to stop. He can't be doing what the other showrunner did. Right? He's got to concentrate on Doctor Who. I know everything is politically charged right now. Right? And don't get me wrong, that Lance Video fella, I think he is just a shit storer, and he was looking for a reaction, and Russell gave it to him. But he shouldn't be reacting like that though anyway. He shouldn't be calling anybody a CUNT. Right? You can call him a Republican idiot if you want to, a Republican fool, or whatever you want. But you don't go around and use that language. Right? I don't care what side of the political argument you're on. You cannot be attacking someone for their political beliefs. Right? But as I said, this fella does seem to be a shitstormer, and he got the reaction out of RTD. Look, look. You're on Twitter, Arduous, right? And there's a lot of other people on Arduous, on Twitter. Go and speak to Star Whovian, okay? They're the ones that gave me the screenshot. Go and speak to Star Whovian. They're the ones that gave it to me. But there's a week apart from the screenshot that Lance shared to everybody and the one that Star Whovian gave us. There's a week. There's a week in the difference. But here's another thing, right? That's just, if you think about it, right? So if he took the comment down, then basically people are covering for him and sweeping this under the carpet, which is absolutely disgraceful. I'm not liking what I'm seeing. I have to be honest. I'm not. This is supposed to be a fresh start. I'm not saying that he's serious is not going to be great, but this is not a good look. You can't be going around attacking fans. And some people will say, that will defend Russell and say, well, look at the guy's videos, he deserves it and stuff. And on some part of me, I'm kind of thinking, yeah, he probably does deserve it a little bit, but you can't be calling fans using that type of language. I'm sorry, right? There's a better way of handling the situation, and he handled it wrong, if that's the case. If that's... Well, you've also got, you're asking how many independent witnesses. Well, John Whitehall confirmed to me, because he knew I was doing my video. He said it was legit, and he's reported on it. So again, go into his Twitter account, John White, because he's been covering it as well, and Star Hoovian. As I said, go and ask them. I'm just reporting on what I've been given, right? I've even went into the Instagram thread myself. As I said, this is the second video on it. If you want to watch the first video, go and watch the first video and hear me thoughts on the first video, right? Because you wouldn't be asking me these questions if you watched the first video. Watch the first video and then come back to me. And if you go by his track record right now, right, and the things that he's recently done, I would say there is truth in it, to be quite honest with you. Because he's gone around spewing his mouth with political propaganda ever since he was given, ever since he came back to Doctor Who, right? He's supposed to be concentrating on the bloody show. And all the BBC or someone in Bad Wolf probably realised how this would make fans think back to the Chibs era. Raymond says, never heard Philip Chincliffe, Barry Letts making political statements. His job is to make television programmes, not to make political statements every time there is an award ceremony. No, Letts made a political statements, just made a video on that, says TARDIS Spider. So there you go, Raymond. Go and check out TARDIS Spider's video. Bobby is in the chat, one of our members. If RTD stories are political, that's one thing. I'll just throw that up there as well. There you go. There's Bobby. So again, as I said, this is not looking good. But I'll let you make up your own mind, of course. I've provided the screenshots. If you want to go and investigate this a little bit more, go ahead and do it. Because if anybody comes up with any new information that can prove either way, that'll be absolutely fantastic. But the whole point of this is to basically say, look, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. This fella is a shit storer. I'm not going to deny that. This fella Lance Videos is a bit of a shit storer. Now, if RTD did react in that way, which the screenshot now suggests, because they're a week apart, then we have a little bit of a problem here. Because you can't be going around using that kind of language to describe someone that you don't like because of their political ideology. I mean, we're judging people on their political beliefs now. Remember when people used to be judged on their religion and we were all horrified and stuff? But it's okay to do it when it comes to politics now, and everything else the same in society. Just everything has gone out the window. As I said, they're not YouTubers. They're on Twitter, right? Star Hoovian and John the White, as you know. Star Hoovian is the one that sent me the screenshot. Lance Videos, as I said, I was in contact with Lance Videos. They did tag me in the post, which I've shown you. Well, I'm actually tagged in it. This is why I believe it. I'm starting to believe, because I'm actually tagged in it. He tagged me in it. And it's there where I'm tagged. So where did the other comments go? They're gone because someone deleted something. It's hard to spider though. I think he's talking about, I think Raymond's not talking about the show. I think Raymond is talking about going to award ceremonies or doing interviews and making political speeches. I think that's where Raymond is actually going with that. I think that's what he meant. If I'm wrong, Raymond, correct me, but I think that's exactly what he was saying. So as I said, God, look, I'm just showing you what I was given. I've told you who's given it to me. So if you want to question them more, by all means do so. By all means do so. But I will say, I am tagged because if I go onto my Instagram, I am tagged in that conversation. So if it was faked, it's one of the best fakes I've ever seen because I'm actually tagged in it. Lance Videos tagged me in the actual post, right? And those comments above me are not there. They've disappeared. So Raymond says, "Yeah, that's correct, Noel. Yeah, I kind of knew that's what you were alluding to, not the actual show, because we know the show's being very political. See, this is the thing. We're not talking about the politics within the show. Talking about a show where they're supposed to concentrate on Doctor Who. We know that they have their own political beliefs and their own feelings, but there's a time and place to do this kind of stuff. And at award ceremony, a lot of people did agree that he had the right to say what he said, but there's a time and a place." Somebody must have deleted their tweet. Well, it's Instagram. That's what I'm saying. If RTD actually removed that tweet or that Instagram post, right, that reply, I should say, well, then all the comments underneath it then would also disappear. So, look, as I said, you can make up your own mind. Either way, right, whether it's true or not, he's already made some political speeches, and I believe that right now he should be just focused on Doctor Who because, with everything that's gone on the last 5 years, it's important that he gets this right. And you could see that he was highly emotional, actually, and he was angry with the government because the Channel 4 and the other stuff, you know, during the pandemic and stuff like that. You could see that there was a lot of emotion there. But you've got to kind of rein it in a bit. I'm sorry, but you've got to rein that shit in. Time and a place. Why not after the award ceremony? There would have been plenty of opportunities for interviews because you won another award for It's a Sin. There would have been plenty of news media outlets that would be willing to do an interview with you. That would have been the time and the place to talk about the government, and slate them. Put it all out. I know the reason why you did it there because it's public, it's live, and then a lot more people would see it. But in fairness, you got kind of reining in a bit. You should have done it through the proper channels. But nobody's denying that you had the right to say what you said. That's at that speech. It's just the time and the place. Look, it's just because I just hope this is the last bit of nonsense now for a while, because you know what? We actually don't need this, right? The public are fed up with hearing about politics. That's exactly. I don't think a lot of these people in the industry need to realize that, right? I think they forget the public are well informed. They already know all of this. They don't need someone that has a few quid in their back pocket going up and making a speech and telling them how shitty life is. I'm sorry, but I know RTD is angry with the government and all, and I do agree with the stuff he said. I'm not gonna lie, he had every right. But the fact of the matter is that when the ordinary Joe Soap sees someone like RTD talk about it, they're kind of like to themselves, well, what would he know? What would he know? He's not struggling to buy a pint of milk. He's not struggling to put food on the table. He can go to fancy restaurants and whatever anytime he wants. So when they hear a celebrity or someone in the industry talk about politics and tell them how shitty life is, why should we believe you? We're not going to listen to you. because you don't know what the daily struggles are. Right? You don't have to worry about electricity getting warmed into the home. There's already talk around Europe now that they're going to ration electricity, right? So which means millions of old age pensioners now are at risk because of Europe's decisions. And you're going around telling people that life is shit. We already know. We don't need you to tell us. We know. Your job, and I think this is what's happened with the whole industry. This whole industry has forgotten what their purpose is, right? It's not to use TV shows and movies for platforms and all of this other nonsense that you talk about, right? You just get on with it. Your job is to entertain, right? When we turn on the TV, right, we see all the devastation around the world, yeah, on the news, right? But when we switch on the TV to watch our favourite programme, right, we don't watch it to be reminded how shit the world is, right? We watch TV shows for escapism. TV shows are supposed to be, some are supposed to be optimistic as well. Give us hope for the future. But these shows don't do this anymore. They've forgotten what their purpose is. Your main purpose and your main goal is to make the company that you work for a shit ton of money, but it's also to put out some quality, decent entertainment, escapism for everybody that's having a miserable time because they're struggling to pay their fucking bills or they're struggling to put food on the table for their fucking kids. Right? Nobody wants to hear from all of these rich, toffee-nosed twats about how bad everything is. We know. We absolutely know. And whether you live in the UK or Ireland, it's the same fucking situation. We know. Doesn't matter where you live in the world is fucked right now. And your job is to entertain us and keep our minds off this shit. But yeah, what you want to do is you just want to hammer home even more and bore us to death. Bore us to death. That bored so much that we get turned off these shows and we tune out by the millions. And you wonder why people tune out by the millions. You have forgotten your purpose. And it's an absolute disgrace. You are getting paid some great money to entertain your audience. And not one of you in this industry, except for RTD, has delivered. Let's be honest, he has with It's a Sin years and years and stuff like that. We cannot deny that, right? But in general, this whole industry has forgotten what their purpose is, right? Actors and actresses are not activists. They're actors and actresses. Their job is to act, right? Their job is not to go on an award ceremony and tell us about climate change and to tell us how everybody's a bad piece of shit, right? Their job is to go up, oh yeah, it was great, blah, 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 and feck off. Don't want to hear anything from you. This is the problem, right? Yous aren't activists. Yous are fucking actors and actresses. And if yous want to be activists, then yous give up your day job and become full-time activists, right? And I always love when I hear all these celebrities, right, say, and it doesn't matter what field they're in. Yeah, I'm very privileged to be in this position, so I'm going to use my sport and my as a platform to further things for other people. That's not your job. That's not your job. As a sports athlete, your job is to do whatever your fucking sport is and be the best at it. Right? Again, don't want to hear your nonsense because you would know what it's like to struggle for a pint of milk. This is the whole point, you morons. You just keep forgetting and not reading the room. We do not want to hear from you when it comes to stuff like that. Do your job. Do your bloody job. Your job is to entertain. Okay? And if you can't do that, then leave the industry. If you want to become an activist, right, and you want to champion something, well, then leave your job and go and do it. But you won't. You won't. You want a cake and you want to eat it too, right? Sick of this industry. Sick of it all. It's bleeding into everywhere, right? It's bleeding into everywhere. Like, I mean, we've had years of this. Like, we could see how bad everything is in the industry. These people are supposed to be clever, right? And they're wondering why projects are failing all the time. Read the fucking room. It's not that hard. If you read the room, this is what you'll get. Fans want to be entertained. Escapism. The world is bad enough already as it is. Society is bad enough as it is. But yeah, you just want to bang on about it in these TV shows. That's why people are not watching. This is why people won't watch movies anymore. Look at the likes of Maverick and stuff like that. Just pure entertainment. Made over $1 billion. Made over $1 billion, man. Right? Right? Tom Cruise even said, I don't make movies for streaming services. Right? I make movies for the big screen, for cinema. Right? He's probably one of the last truly greats of old school actors. I love Tom Cruise as an actor. He might have his personal issues, but with that Scientology nonsense, but we won't get into that. That's for another day. But acting wise, that guy gets it. Why do you think his movies made $1 billion? Nobody in their right mind, and I don't care what anybody says, right? Nobody in their right mind would thought that Maverick, a sequel to Top Gun, would earn £1 billion, right? But it fucking did, right? And you've got to ask the question, why did it earn £1 billion? Because for the years that all that's been thrown out is fucking nonsense, and people just wanted a movie that they could go and watch, eat their popcorn, and have a fucking their time of their lives, right? You go to movies now, it's like, you know, oh, the society is bad. People don't like each other because of their gender and their skin color and stuff like that. And, you know, we've got to be better as human beings. I'm sorry that you came here to watch a movie, but we're going to educate you now on how you've been wrong for all your lives and your way of thinking is wrong. We're going to indoctrinate you, and we're going to tell you that this is the way it should be. And by the way, we're going to bend the history, we're going to bend the past just to suit our agenda. But you're going to sit here and watch that, and you paid £9 for that. And they wonder why all of these things fail. All of these things fail because you put your politics, your ideology, your agendas before story. And you have forgotten, as I said, what your jobs are. Now, people will say to me, but no, Hollywood actors and actresses have stood for things in the past. Yeah, Marlon Brando was probably one of the best examples there where he refused his Oscar, right? But you see, that was a fight worth fighting because there was nothing fake about it. See, we're told that the world is racist nowadays, right? And I'm sorry, does racism exist? Absolutely. Is it as bad as the media and all of these TV shows make it out to be? You know, when they drum it in their heads in their TV shows all the time that racism and this, that is bad. No. No. All of these shows are designed, movies are designed to basically make us turn on each other. And we're seeing it play out on social media. You see it. You know, and then you get these movements that rise up then and you know, they become radicalized, and before you know it then, you know, as a result, it fractures and divides the people. And this is what this is all about. We need to stop falling for all of this nonsense, and people need to start calling it out. And there are brave people that have. But as soon as they do, they're done for, basically. It's sad. But look, again, my final thoughts on this are this. You're paid to do a job. Do your job. If you're incapable of doing your job and you feel like you have to keep opening your mouth every 5 minutes about something political, well, then I suggest that you give up your day job and you become a full-time activist, right? If you're an actor or an actress, your job is to act. That's it, right? You're not paid to give us your opinions on political situations or society because, as I said, with the millions of quid that you have in the bank, you wouldn't know anything about struggling to put food on the table or to keep your loved ones warm or to struggle to get actually work, because it doesn't matter even if he's having work and he's having his own money to fall back on until you do get work. The difference is with us is if we don't get work, and we can't get work, well then we have a risk of losing everything, losing our home, right? Not being able to feed kids, feed ourselves, because we have to keep our strength up to keep our kids going, don't we? People don't realize that either. Needs to stop, right? Your job is to entertain, and we will struggle through life as we all do. And we always seem to get out of life struggles, but it does help when we turn on our TV and we watch a TV show that gives us optimism and hope for the future, instead of telling us that we're bad pieces of shit. We should be all ashamed of ourselves because of climate change and we're all a bunch of racists. Nobody wants that. So it's up to yous in the industry to listen to fans. Because if yous did, yous would know where yous are going wrong. And trust me, movies like Maverick, right? And I'd even throw the last Spider-Man movie in there. If you give fans what they want, you give your general audience what they want, just good entertainment, edge of your seat stuff, they will come. If you build it, they will come. And that's out of another great movie, by the way. But again, if they were to make that today, they would actually probably make that all about something, and they'd ruin that movie. So I'm going to leave it there because in 25 minutes, I'm actually on again. So hold on, actually, because you are all in here now. Because every time we do a watch along, everybody that's being in the chat doesn't show up for the watch along, so you will have no excuse now. So I'm going to put the link in now. But yeah, we're watching Robot of Sherwood. Now listen, I'm not a huge fan of this, but some of the panel are, so it's going to be very interesting, this episode. So if you're a fan, get your Peter Capaldi DVDs and Blu-rays ready. We're on Series A. We're on Series A, so yeah, come and watch it. We're gonna have some fun. Girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girl, that song be cancelled today. See, this is how ridiculous everything is. That song would be literally cancelled today. They would find something in that video to cancel it. This is how ridiculous it is. Or songs that have problematic lyrics. I mean, most of Eminem's stuff is problematic in today's world. But I love Eminem. But, they've even tried to cancel him. But the difference is he won't be cancelled because he just comes straight back at them. And that's the way to do it, man. Do I have to watch it? Well, you're part of the panel. If you don't want to come on this week, no, it's Wednesdays. It's Wednesdays because Tuesdays is we do the RTD era on member streams. No, it's Wednesday. It was 7 days. I checked it, so that was a week ago. So it's Wednesday, yeah. Tuesdays is the other one. I was getting confused myself, but there you go. So I've put the link in the chat there. So if you head over there now. I will be going live in, it says, hold on, We'll be live in 22 minutes, folks. So that gives you a bit of time to get a bit of grub, get you a cup of tea in or whatever you need to get in. So yeah, that's it. They're cancelling it's Rain and Men song. They've cancelled it's the Rain and Men's off. Oh, fuck off. Look, I'm just going to say this one. We're long dead and buried, all of us, right? In a few hundred years' time, there'll be historians on this planet, if the planet is still here, let's just say. But say it is, right? In a few hundred years' time, historians will look back on this period of Earth's history and they will absolutely probably piss themselves with some of the stuff that happened and be distraught with some of the stuff that's happened during this period of human history. It's a fucking embarrassment. It's an embarrassment and we should be embarrassed. Right? I don't know how we got to this point, but it's time. Look, it's time that we push back against all of this nonsense because, you know, and in fairness, in 5 years we have tried, but we have to. This is the thing. It's not working. The pushback is not working because what's happened is 5 years ago when I officially came on to do me streams on the Whitaker era, everybody was united in one goal, right? And that was to push back against all of this nonsense and to tell the people that were making these entertainment shows that they needed to do better. But what's happened over the last 5 years is that the whole thing has become very fractured. YouTubers are out for themselves or whatever, or they've fallen out with other YouTubers and stuff like that, right? That's what's happened over the last 5 years, right? And it's happened on both sides of the argument. You know, it's become very fractured. What needs to happen is everybody needs to regroup and we actually need to work together, even with those people that we wouldn't feel comfortable working with. But we all need to come together. It's the only way to stop this. We can't be doing it as an individual channel. We need to all come together. But nobody will, because, you know, some have decided to go down this path and continue down this path of what they're doing because it brings in the money, and you're not going to be able to convince people that are making a shit ton of thousands of dollars a month to suddenly change their tactic and to come together for the greater good. A lot of people have become very selfish within this YouTube platform community, fandom in general. I'm not talking about Doctor, I'm talking about all fandoms here, by the way. I want to make that clear. But it's the reason why this hasn't gone away is because we didn't keep up the momentum of the first couple of years where everybody was on board and together for one common goal. But now everybody has their own personal agenda, their own personal goal, and unfortunately, most of it is money driven. So until that changes, we're not going to get anywhere. But we can keep it. Unless the industry decides to change themselves, it's not going to change. Unless the public, and I think the public have, to a certain extent, have started to show these studios that, you know, if they don't produce something decent, it's not going to be successful. But they're very slow to change, and they will be very slow to change because, and I don't get why, they're all about making money. You're not making money this way. You need to stop. Get back to doing what your job is. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for this one because, as I said, we have a watch along coming up. I will be sending out the emails to all you guys that are on the panel. If you want to join, you can join. As I said, you know, and there's no hard feelings or anything like that. If there's a particular episode that one of the panelists doesn't want to watch because they don't like it, you're more than welcome not to come on. That's fair enough. I understand. You know, I actually do understand because there are some episodes. In fairness, there are some episodes. Is it a free watch along? The New Who Zone streams are always on here. I have two New Who streams going on. I have the RTD streams going on for members. This one is for everybody. Yeah, we're continuing where we left off. We started off with RTD originally way back a couple of years ago. So we're only getting up to this stage now because we've taken breaks in between. But the reason why I'm doing RTD member streams on member streams is because I could talk about the episodes just myself while interacting with people and give people, because I think people need reminding of the RTD era. But yeah, this one is coming up, is for the main channel. So 2 streams today. Look, I'm trying to get the balance right here. I think I'm doing okay so far, but I am trying to get the balance right because I know I don't want people feeling like they're being left out. You know me. But as I said, bringing up the if it's free, the membership now, there's another level. I have to remind everybody, there is another level. So I was asked to put this level up. So there's 2 levels available. There's the €199 companion level. That will get you access to the membership streams. And level 4, obviously, the other level, I should say, Time Lord level, is $4.99, and that is the access to membership streams, call shout outs, and all the other perks that come with it. And I will hopefully be able to start putting up emojis and all of that stuff. Actually, Lee has actually told me to get the dimensions, and he'd get when he got a chance. I still haven't got the dimensions for him. So as soon as I figure out what the fucking dimensions are of how, because this emoji thing is kind of, yeah, it looks difficult, but maybe if we get the dimensions, we'll be able to sort that out as well. So just wanted to get that out there as well. So yeah, we'll be back in a few minutes, 15 minutes from now. So I'll talk to you soon, folks. As I said, the link is in the chat. And as I said, look after yourselves. A little bit cooler today, I have to say. But all the panic is over now. Jesus Christ, people have just lost the plot. But I won't get into that. But yeah, have a good one. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to become a member, as I said, we've got interviews there. We've got the watch alongs, and we'll be doing other streams as well. We'll be getting as many out, and I have guests lined up for the next round of guests that we have coming on the channel. So look out for those soon. Yeah, so we'll leave it there, folks. Have a good one. Bye.